Guys, this is topic 3, and we're going to start with topic 3.1, which is concept modeling. So a conceptual model is a model that exists really only in the mind. And conceptual models are used to help us to know and understand ideas. So really, it's thinking deeply about a problem and trying to develop solutions to that problem. Designers use these conceptual modeling to mentally simulate possible solutions to problems. Designers should consider systems, services, products in relation to what they should do, how they should behave, so how the products and systems and services behave, what they should look like, again, the systems and services and products, and whether they will be understood by the user in the manner intended. When we're solving problems, we need to start by thinking. The ideas generated as solutions to a problem need to be explored in detail. And the conceptual process of taking an idea from ideation, that's when you come up with a lot of ideas, that stage to the physical product is vital in the development of systems and products. This process is also iterative and should involve changes along the way. So what I'm trying to get across to you here is that you should have lots of ideas on how to solve a problem. These are concepts in your mind. They're just ideas. How can we solve any given problem? You might have, there's probably several ways to do that. And what you want to do is you want to take those ideas, take those many ideas, and you want to narrow them. You want to get rid of some. You want to add some. You want to glom some together. You want to try to make it so that they solve the problem in the best way possible. And that goes through lots of iterative stages. Now, the nice thing about doing this in the mind is that it's cheaper. If you're actually making something like a prototype for each one of your ideas, it's going to be expensive and time consuming, and it's really just not feasible. It's not something that you can afford to do. So this is where you want to try to do this as much mentally before you start actually going and making something that is an actual physical product. This is just a great video, and please pause me and then go and watch this video, but this is a great video that goes over sort of this idea of design thinking. Now, concept models are abstract concepts or ideas that exist in the mind, right? We got that. They help us to know and understand design thinking, ideas, causal relationships, principles, data, systems, algorithms, and processes. They illustrate relationships that is in the designer's mind to others. So this is another, and we're going to talk about this in a second, is how do you communicate these things? It's fine to have an idea, but if you can't communicate it, then, well, that's not good. They help to explain the thinking behind new ideas. They help us to communicate with other members of the design team, the manufacturers, or the client. Okay, so concept models help us communicate. Okay, and this is a key point here. They also help us visualize ideas through graphic, physical, and virtual models. Okay, and we're going to talk about those in just a second. So here's some of those examples. Now, as I said, it's important. A concept model needs to be communicated. You can have the best idea in the world, but if you cannot communicate that to someone, then essentially, well, it's only in your head. Okay, it doesn't exist beyond there. So one of the key things about concept modeling is actually being able to communicate it. So, we can communicate it using charts like this. Okay, so this is like a flow chart. We can communicate it using things like physical modeling. So this is a physical model right here. You wouldn't. So this is a BMW, and these are some concept cars that they're trying to create. And what they're doing is essentially making them out of clay. Now again, think about it. Yes, this is expensive to make, and the people who make these things are very skilled, and so you have to pay them a lot. But this is a lot cheaper to make than to actually build a full-size prototype of a car, right? A clay model is going to be cheaper to produce than a full-size prototype of a car. So this is a concept. This is what the car might look like, and it probably, you'll see if you watch this video that it starts with drawings, it starts with ideas that are developed and modeled in first in clay and then in other ways. We can sketch ideas. We like to call these napkin sketches. So when you're thinking of concepts, you might choose to draw some quick napkin sketches of those ideas. And the more ideas that you can come up with, the better. So these are ideas for different kinds of yachts or different parts of yachts. You can make physical models. So again, this may be something that is non-functioning. So then it's a model or a mock-up, but it's a physical thing that helps us understand an idea. So we're communicating ideas here, right? Let's make sure we understand that. And it might be a virtual model. Okay, so and this is something that you might also. And this is the iterative nature of concept modeling, is that you might want to run this by your client before you actually make this. And this is, for instance, is a part that a person asked me to see if I could model for their boat. So they needed something that would attach on the side of the boat with these screws and had a nice deep well down here. And so a concept, I modeled it, and then I showed that concept to the client so that they would understand whether that meets their needs or not. If not, then what I would do is redo it so that they could actually see it again and see if that meets their specifications better. Okay, what are some advantages and disadvantages of concept modeling? Well, they help with project planning, right? So if you have an idea and you're able to think of that idea, it helps you work through the whole process of developing that idea into an actual product. It puts abstract ideas into visual, understandable form. Remember, this has to go with communication. In a way that might not be imaginable otherwise. So, for instance, if it's something that somebody just really can't picture in their own mind from your descriptions, well, a concept model that has been graphically or physically or virtually rendered could be something that they could then understand. It promotes communication between the designer, the design team members, manufacturer, and clients. Again, this is about communication. And then you can also gauge reactions from your client. Some disadvantage. Some disadvantages are that you can make assumptions about that which in reality do not work. So it may lack details, it's too simplistic, the scale may be distorted, perceptions or understandings may be distorted, the material might not reflect the final selection, and graphical models such as flowcharts may be difficult for people to understand. So those are some disadvantages of concept models. All right, thanks for watching, guys.